I was just out here and I hear a humming, and I look up there's a whole bunch of bees. Where'd they go? They just came through right here. Okay, there's a bunch of them there. Can hear them up here in the trees. Okay, here's a bunch of them right here. Looks like they're going into this apple tree. I've got a swarm trap right there. Maybe they'll go in there. I don't know. It doesn't look like a very big swarm. I'm going to stand right in the middle of it and see if I can figure out where they're going. Yeah, they're kind of hanging. Oh, there's suddenly a whole bunch more showing up. I'm hoping they're going in there. Kind of moving in that direction. Here comes the swarm cat. She was looking up at him too. And she didn't like it. Look at her, she's scared of it. She's checking it out. Well, hey man, check it out. It looks like they're going into that swarm trap. Awesome. Swarm cat. Yep, I believe they are. There's a bunch more showing up, and they're kind of condensing, and they're going in there. Beautiful. That's a nice surprise. At first there wasn't too many going in here, but it looks like they're all starting to go in. I've got one of those envelopes of swarm lure in there. I don't remember how much honeycomb I have, but yeah, sweet. I mean, it happens that quick. Look how fast it's changing. 5 minutes ago there wasn't hardly anything on there. Oh yeah, now they're getting serious. Beautiful. A swarm catch in action. Homestead honey. Standing right in the middle of it. Doesn't get any better than this, folks. Today is June. What is today? I think it's the 13th or 14th. (2018). Some beekeepers have said, oh no, swarm season's over. Yeah, they're finished for the year. No, they're not. Does that look like swarm season's over to you? Yeah, there's more and more of them coming in. There's still quite a few over there. They came right in between these apple trees. They came from that forest over there on the other side. From that direction, straight over the top of those apple trees. I don't know where they came from. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, folks. I appreciate a free beehive. There's kind of a big ball right on the front there. I'm wondering if the queen is right in there. If anybody's watching this and they happen to know, like, where the queen is, where does she fly inside the swarm, make some comments about that. If there's any knowledge on it or science to it. Look at them all over here on these leaves and branches. Beautiful. Blackberries are in full bloom, as you can see. Millions of them everywhere. And they're not all open yet, so we've got about another 4 weeks of bloom. I wonder if the queen has landed right there on the front. Actually, it doesn't look like a bad-sized swarm. That's just my swarm trap. All I do is take a bee box, it's an 8-frame deep, put honeycomb in it. If I have the swarm lure, I put that in. I put that little wire over the front hole. I just drill a hole and put the wire to keep the birds out. And I put a piece of plywood on the bottom, and I just let them go in there, let them get settled in. Sometimes I move the swarm trap to another yard fairly quickly, but many times I just leave them actually in the swarm trap. I'll check this one to see if they need some honeycomb. I've got extra frames of honey. I'll probably put a couple of frames of honey in there. Probably what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to move it, put at least 1 or 2 frames of honey and some real nice honeycomb, which I've got quite a bit of, and I'll put that in there so she can start laying right away. Boy, they're really going on the front there. Well, this brings my hive count up to 35, but I've got 3 queenless. So I don't know about those. I'm picking up 3 queens tomorrow. And tonight, I might pick up a couple of 5-frame nukes I'm going to look at. And then next month, first or second week in July, I'll see if I can do any splits. Wow, they're all going right in that hole pretty good, aren't they? Don't want to bump into that, they'll all fall off. I don't have a tripod, I'm just trying to hold this as still as I can. I would say that's not a bad-sized little swarm. I like it. I don't know where these are coming from, but there's another couple of swarms that came from that same direction. There must be a wild hive or a couple of them up in that way, because there's only one house over there and he doesn't have any bees. And he came over and told me about a swarm, that previous one that was up in that tall tree I couldn't get to, and then they all took off and left. I don't know where they went, but they didn't come over here, unfortunately. So that's the plan. I'll let them get settled in. I'm going to be cutting all these bushes and everything around here, so at the crack of dawn, which is like 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if I'll do it tomorrow morning, but I might take them over to my other bee yard, about 5 or 6 miles up the road, and they'll be happy as pie. That's going to be a good hive. And then I'll treat them for mites too. Okay, well, we'll just let them do their thing and come back in a little while and we'll take a look. Homestead honey. So it's been about 2 hours now, and most of them have gone in. I don't know why I didn't film it. I didn't think about it, but I came out here about an hour afterwards, and they were all still out in front like they were from the start. So I brought down a full frame of honey, and I stuck that in, and I took some of the Swarm Trap grade honeycomb, drawn comb out of there, and I put in some drawn comb from last year. I had some honey and little pollen in it. And after I put that honey in there, that whole group that was on the front went in. I mean, within 10-15 minutes they went in. I'm doing a lot of work around here. I got to trim all these apple trees, and I'm building another raised bed. Over here I got my tomatoes, I got my bell peppers, and I'm going to build 2 more right here for some cucumbers and something else. What I'm going to do after it really cools down, I'm going to take that sheet. This is what I do when I collect my swarm traps full of bees. I take that sheet and I'm going to put it underneath. Wrap that sheet around that hive. Pick it up, put it in the truck, and take them on down the road. And there's still a lot of bees there. I don't know why. I moved that lid off center, and there is an opening over there in that corner. But I don't know if it's possible the queen is still out here or not. When I exchanged those older drawn comb frames out of there, I took a look around. I didn't see a queen. So I'll be moving these out of here. Homestead honey. So this one has been sitting here now for about 3 weeks, and what I just did, I don't know why I didn't film it. I should have filmed it. There was a stack, you know, these here dead outs. They're really irritated right now, but what I just got done doing is I went through the whole thing, found the queen. There's 2 full frames, a really good looking brood, capped brood in there. Oops, okay, they're really swarming my hands, so I'm gonna move out of here. But anyway, yeah, there are. There, boy, there. Ow! Oh, a bitch. Gotta move away from this area. One just got me on the finger. Get that stinger out. That's what I get for not wearing gloves. Yeah, I just tore the whole hive apart. And anyways, yeah, those were my dead outs. There they are up there. Yeah, they're not happy right now. So they've been in there for probably a good 3 weeks. I found 2 full frames of brood. I stuck a full frame of honey in. I stuck another frame that had about half honey. And because they were the dead outs, it was just some of that older, darker comb and it had some mold on it. So I took all that off, put in some really nice golden drawn comb, put them all into one box because they had too much space. After dark, I wrapped the thing up in a sheet and put it in the back of the truck, and it's just as easy as that. So that's what I'm going to do tonight and take them on down the road.